This is my second video about what happened to Gen X, as in why some of this generation is ready for authoritarianism, explained through the generational planets. The generational planets are Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. In my last video on this topic, I addressed Pluto, so let's take on Neptune for Gen X. Neptune spends 14 years in a sign. Its placement spans over 2 signs for each generation. Its cycle is all about spiritual awareness, detachment, escapism, and evolution. It moves us to new places spiritually, so it can be heavily tied to loss and emotional suffering. Neptune teaches us where our edges are by pushing us right up to them. Older Gen X kids will share their Neptune with boomers in Scorpio, 1956 to 1970, but most Gen X has its Sagittarius in 1970 to 1984, and shares some of that with older millennials or zillennials, like me. Neptune in Scorpio feels society would be better if people could be open and honest with the taboo topics we don't openly discuss. But the internal expression of this energy tends to hold its true experience inside. It's insecure and it has a really hard time being open and deep with feelings or facing ugly truths, saying one thing but doing another. It rejects charity and fantasy. It craves reality and individuality and truth, but has a hard time with inner truth. When the contradictions are exposed or unprocessed, it can create a person who is harsh and misanthropic. Scorpio is the sign that represents transformation. Combining that energy with Neptune, the path to evolution isn't clear. Their escapism can lean towards substance abuse, especially alcohol. Neptune in Sagittarius craves liberation and possibilities and knowledge to set them free. With all those possibilities, they can be indecisive. The internal expression can be overwhelmed, causing them to get stuck or appear to slack off and disrespect authority or social norms. Neptune in Sagittarius is impressed with those who go against the grain. It loves to be entertained, which can lead Neptune and Sagittarius people to get swept off their feet by charismatic leaders. They can be susceptible to cults or extreme religious views. It can cling to dogma, all the while living a double life. The complete opposite, because illusions. And the escapism for Neptune and Sagittarius can be that of obsessive knowledge. And it kind of makes me think of like the Q stuff and people jumping down those rabbit holes of illusion. It can also be gambling or overspending. But like I said, everything is behind closed doors. Remember, we have to take the person's whole chart into consideration when we are applying these more negative traits of Neptune. Okay, Uranus is next.